everyone.
Good morning.
So in this video we are going to take you around the NCL Prima and show you all the fun and exciting activities there is to do on this wonderful ship.
Yep.
Now some of those are going to be included in the price of your cruise fare, or some of those are going to have extra charges, but we will explain about that as we go through the video and show you the individual activities.
Yeah, now times change throughout the cruise, whether you're on a sea day, you're on a port day, so we're not going to explain all the opening times. Just always check your Freestyle magazine or on the app. Everything's got opening times because they always differ.
They've been different like every single day,
and
really.
For something like the go-karts, it's got different times for different things, which we'll explain after.
Yes.
Just check your magazine, okay? Check your magazine. So that's enough about all that boring stuff. Let's go play some games. So first off, we're going to show you the stadium. So this is where there's a lot of just games, activities that you can do on your own, or there's other activities, group activities here. We will explain those to you after. But this is where you've got games like shuffleboard. So you've got 3 shuffleboard tables there. You've got this massive, it's like a 360-degree ping pong tunnel. It's very hard. We have had a couple of goes at this, and you do get a bit disorientated where the ball's going. So always bring 2 table tennis balls, because you'll end up losing one halfway down there. But that's a different story. In here is pickleball. We don't know anything about pickleball. I think I heard somewhere that it's the fastest growing sport in America. It looks like a smaller version of tennis with plastic balls. That's as far as I know pickleball, okay? But enough about things I don't understand. Here you've got 2 football tables. They're calling it sub-soccer. So one of you sits one end, one of you sits on the other end. You've got a small football, okay? This is a football, people, not a soccer ball. It's a football. So you sit there and you just literally put your feet in and just start kicking. That's pretty much it for that. Beer pong. Me and Stacey have been playing so much beer pong. Some days have been a little bit tricky when it's been windy, because it's open here, so it's very cold. Like we're in Iceland at the moment. It's freezing cold. But beer pong, you've got your 10 cups either end, and you've got basically a ping pong ball. And the first person, we've been playing different rules than the rules they're showing. I'm sure there's many different variations of rules, but this is just throw a ping pong, and whoever gets all the cups out first wins. That's basically what we've been playing. Next up, you've got the largest foosball table I've ever seen. It's very tricky to play with 2 people. Maybe 2 or even 3 people could play on each side on these foosball tables. So there's 2 of those. There's part of the go-kart track, which we will show you in a bit. Next up, you've just got 2 table tennis tables. Everybody knows table tennis, pretty self-explanatory. But all these games, like we said in here, are included, so you don't have to pay for any of these. But now there has also been some extra games here, which we have played a couple of times, where they've been not supervised activities,
like group activities,
planned group activities.
Yeah, because now can I just declare that I am probably Britain's cornhole biggest fan. I am.
I thought you were going to say champion then. I was going,
no,
we weren't that good.
No. Well, let me just say, right, so me and Kev, we played a group activity. It was such a laugh with some fellow Americans, with some Americans, and they told us about the game, because me and Kev had never played before. And it was the first to 21, and I played a lovely American lady that she is part of a cornhole team, and she plays every week, and I was only 2 points behind her, so she obviously won with 21 and I was on 19, so I was quite proud of that.
Yeah, Stacey did a lot better than I did. I played Bill, an ex-mayor of a town in Pennsylvania, and he explained all different stuff to us, but I got smashed by Bill.
But I was saying to Kev, can we like buy a cornhole thing at home? He was like, we'll make one out of wood, we'll make one.
And then also we're going to look on Amazon, see if you can get like a beer pong kit we can put on the dining room table.
We've had so much fun up here.
Right, so this is the rush now. This is 2 dry slides. We haven't done them yet. We will do them and put a clip over.
You will be, I will be.
There's 3 dry slides on this ship. 2 of them are the Rush. There is another one, we will show you that after. It's more of a drop slide. But Stacey's a bit worried because she's heard online that people are getting stuck in the middle and having to shimmy down. So,
not sure if it's quite the middle. I think it's a bit further down than that, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like enclosed spaces. So, and it's dark. There's no
yes.
lights.
So there's no point in me trying to put a GoPro on it because it's pitch black all the way down.
I'll just catch you coming out the end of it if you come out the end of it.
So your dry slides are free or included, depends on how you like to look at these things. They are open different times throughout the day, so as always, check your magazine for the times. This is not going to be glamorous.
Oh, we haven't got shuffle out. I'd have had a panic attack by now.
Very slow, very slow.
How far did Jeff shuffle down?
Oh my god. You sure?
Thank you.
Oh.
How far did Jeff shuttle down?
Most of the way.
You didn't.
And there's Drop, that's the other one of your dry slides, but as you can see, it's a lot more of an angle. So this one, the floor releases from under your feet and you just slide down. So this is another one of the activities that doesn't cost you anything.
You came out.
That was better. That was the 2 slides. The Drop is the slower one. It's the one where there's 2 at the top. I kept stopping so many times. I kept shuffling my way out. I got like a 60-second ab workout. Knackered.
I heard you coming down and then I didn't hear you, so I was like, oh he's definitely got stuck. I couldn't. If I got stuck, I'd panic. Honestly,
Stacey would hate that. So
yeah.
if you don't like enclosed spaces, don't do that one. But the Rush, that's the one. Like you stand there and it's one where the bottom drops out from underneath your feet and you go whee, and that's a lot quicker. And I came out almost all the way from that one.
You did.
So that's a lot better.
So just behind me is Tea Time, which is the mini golf. Now, we came up here on the day of embarkation and we saw that there were signs saying it was closed because they're doing maintenance work on it. We did ask one of the crew members if that was going to be for the whole duration of the cruise, and they said they weren't sure. So we're about nearly a week into the cruise now and there's still no signs of it being opened, which is unfortunate because we were really looking forward to having a go at that. But oh well, if it's open on your cruise, let us know. Is it fun? It looks it.
But also down there is Bullseye, which is some little dart areas, personal dart areas that you can rent out for, I think it's a set period of time.
50 minutes, I think.
Is it 50 minutes? I'll put it on the screen now.
There's like a sofa and then there's like a darts board.
Yeah, so you just get that area for yourself and up to 6 people, I believe, even though it doesn't sit. There's no room for sitting 6 people.
No, we said that the day. The
yeah.
sofas would probably fit us 2 on it, so.
Yeah, just be wary that it says maybe up to 6, but you're definitely not fitting 6 people in there comfortably.
Go on, Kev. Show them how it's done.
Right, so that was me in the go-karts. Really fun. They are electric. They do put a engine noise into your little go-kart if you're wondering like, oh, it makes a noise because of the speakers. It's really fun. I came second. Would have been first if this guy didn't cheat. That's what I'm saying anyway. Plus I'm bigger, I'm fatter than he is, so he
went
had
slower around the corners.
Yeah, he had like a 0.2 second faster lap than I did. We got 6 laps. It does say 8. So I don't know about that. Now Stacey didn't go on this time. It's freezing cold. So and also, if you want to get some GoPro footage, you have to use a chest strap mount. Now I didn't bring mine because the footage I'd seen off, I think it was Jay the Ship Life, when he did it, he had his chest strap on. You could literally just see the steering wheel. So I brought my bar mount, which he said, unfortunately said I couldn't use, so we couldn't get no footage.
Your wrist strap.
All my wrist strap. So that's why Stacey very kindly recorded it for me in the freezing cold.
I was giving my Steven Spielberg running round here at the top deck trying to get these shots, so hopefully I directed it very well.
So if they're a bit dodgy, blame Stacey. Oh, and also there's 3 different go-kart experiences. You can pay $15 each to do like I did and race against, I think it's up to 14 other people. You can pay $20 to do it yourself, so you're the only one on the track, where you get a little bit less time. I think you only get 3 laps, so you do get quite a lot less, but if you know you want to try and get that speed record, probably the best way to do it. They also have double go-karts, which is $15 for the go-kart, not each person, and that's literally a 2-seater go-kart next to each other. You've both got a steering wheel, you've both got an accelerator and a brake. So I'm not sure how that one's going to work.
I'm guessing you don't both use them at the same time.
Unless you acknowledge to each other, it's your go now, and then stop. We probably won't have a go at that, so... It's
obviously good for those not comfortable with maybe having a go yourselves.
Yes,
or,
if you've got a little kid, and maybe they want to go with you, like,
you can enjoy the experience, but they haven't got the pressure of being the driver.
No, so yeah, that's your 3 go-karting experiences.
Right, so we might have mentioned at the beginning of this video, but we're actually cruising to Iceland and Norway, so don't let this sun fool you, because it is absolutely freezing, hence why I wasn't wearing this big thick coat at the beginning, but I've now had to put it on because it is pretty cold. But if you're cruising to somewhere a lot sunnier, you've also got use of the outdoor areas. So just down there you've got a pool with lots of deck chairs and things, and they have activities obviously if your cruise was a lot warmer. You've also got this amazing water slide behind me. We did plan on going on it on a day of embarkation. We were like, oh yeah, we'll go on the water slide, but we underestimated just how cold it would be, and to be honest I don't think it's been open anyway, because obviously it is pretty cold. Plus
we have had a few really bad sea days, and with this being like a ring and banked slide like you get in the big water parks.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool water slide for a cruise ship.
We would have probably ended up flying off the side.
Yeah, because it's one of those where you're supposed to go up in your ring and then come back down, but no, we probably would have just kept on going, which is
pretty bad.
Not ideal. But yeah, obviously that slide as well is included in the price of your cruise fare, so there's no extra charge for that. So as well as your one main pool, you've then got on one of the other lower decks, you've got 2 infinity pools, and then there's also various jacuzzis dotted about. So like I said, it just means we'll just have to come back when the ship is sailing to maybe the Caribbean and make use of all that.
Just below the wave slide, they do have a kids aqua park. It's not a pool, it's just water rains down from all these abstracty archways. So it's just something for cool the kids down if you are on one of these Caribbean cruises.
So now we're at the Galaxy Pavilion. If you are into your VR games, you are going to absolutely love it in here, because they have some really cool games in here. So let's go and take you in and come check it out.
So there's loads of games in here. This one's called Play Cube. Now, they're all VR, okay? There's a VR maze there. So obviously we can't really show you what's going on because only we can see it. So it's a bit pointless to us like just have goes of things, so you can't really see what's happening. There's a dark ride check-in. It does say, I've never seen this before, it says dark ride 7D. I've heard of 4D, but I don't know what goes on with the 7D ones. But this looks cool. I've seen videos of this. We saw somebody going on this the other day. So this truck simulator might sound a bit boring. It's like, I don't need to go on a truck simulator. The suspension works. It goes up and down. It proper goes off-road. It looks really cool. All these here are F1 simulators. Now they aren't as cool looking as the F1 simulators MSC have on their cruise ships, but they do move. I don't know how people haven't got whiplash, because these here go nuts. So when you go off-road, we saw quite a few people going off-road and it was shaking. I don't know how they've got any bones left in the back, to be honest with you. And then this is Full Swing Golf. So it's literally just a VR golf driving thing. I don't, to be honest, I don't know if you have a actual ball, but you do have an actual cue club, not cue. We're not playing snooker, so you know it looks cool. To me, it's a little bit expensive. It's $40 for 55 minutes. Now, up to 6 people can play this game, but you're not really going to get much time if there's 6 of you in the 50 minutes. So that's something to think about. Next up, we've got these Sky Riders. Unfortunately, we haven't seen most of these things going. So obviously, looks very funky. It looks like something you'd see a stormtrooper on, riding through Tatooine or something like that. So I'm guessing you have a VR headset on, and it's like a futuristic kind of bike ride. Then next you've got the Lightspeed Cup. This once again looks very Star Warsy. It reminds me a little bit, but it's got less buttons, of the Millennium Falcon ride at Hollywood Studios. I don't know what it is. It looks very Star Warsy anyway. Then you've got VR Infinity Battle. It looks maybe like Aliens. I don't know if they give you a gun or something like that to shoot at people. They've got a VR dance machine. That seems a bit pointless to me. But you've got the VR Starship. There's actually some people on it, so as you can see, they've got VR goggles on. Now this one, I think you can pick from like roller coasters and all different rides like that. So it just moves you up and down. These are not working at the moment. It's called the Descent. So you go in this little mineshaft kind of elevator cart with a VR headset on, and I'm guessing that stuff comes at you. You can see the photo there. There looks some menacing hands, so maybe aliens or some creatures come and you have to shoot them off. Sadly, they're not working, because that does sound one of the better games personally.
Right, so let's talk about prices now for some of the games in here. So apart from the Top Swing Golf and the Escape Room, those 2 games are priced separately, so we mentioned the prices for them. But for everything else, you can either pay individually, and that is $8 each for a ride, or you can then have an hour pass, and that's $29 each, and then you can ride as many things as you like within that hour, which I don't know if I'd like that personally, just because I don't think I could go VR after. You've got to try and, to get your money's worth, you've got to try and
You need to get at least
five at least 4 or 5 things in, yeah, to make it worthwhile. And it's whether you can, you know, endure all that VR experience.
I don't think I could.
No, I think it'd give me a funny head. So the next thing after that is a 24-hour pass, and that is $49 each. So obviously I think I'd be more suited for that. You get a whole day then to experience and have a little bit of a break from having a headache. So as you come into the Galaxy Pavilion, there is a little desk there with some crew members, and just above is the prices for the escape room and the golf game. But then other than that, there's no prices on the digital screen for how much these things are. So we noticed just on top of the desk, and this is where we got the price list from. So if you want to grab one of those and like you say, basically what we've read out to you, it's everything on there.
We aren't having a go, but I have just asked permission. They are going to kindly let us into the escape room so I can show you what they're like. So let's go and have a look. Right, so this is one of the escape rooms now. So they normally last about 45 minutes unless you're very good at these kinds of things. They do have 2. This is one of them. Really cool looking. Like I'm getting very Aztec-y feels, vibes. It's like Indiana Jones. But if you're into your escape rooms, it's probably worth it. I think you need 6 people. So if you've got a group of 6, or you can pre-book, get a full group, it's probably a cool thing to do. And then this is the other one. It's pitch black in here. So if you're afraid of the dark, maybe don't do this one. I have got my light on full blast. So let me take it away. This is how dark it would be. But I don't think anybody has to get on the knife throwing block. So you've got 2. This one is very creepy. Just to show you the creepiness. But yeah, so you've got 2 escape rooms, and they are pretty cool looking. Right, okay, so that was your 2 escape rooms. Really cool looking. It does have to be 6 people. Okay, if it was just me and Stacey, they'd put us with a group of 4 or other people, and like we said, it's $15 each, and they did say lasts roughly 45 minutes. I'm guessing if you're really good at that kind of thing, it might be shorter, but you've got your really, really dark one. So if you are afraid of the dark, probably not the best for you. Maybe try the Aztec-y one. If we could do it on his own, we might try to go, but with the 6 people, like we've said before on these escape rooms, if there's one person who overtakes everybody, it's probably sap the fun out of it a little bit. So there's 2 screens dotted about in here. Gives you a rough idea of what kind of games you can play on some of these different machines. Obviously, like some are a bit more roller coasty. That one looked like you went underwater. So if you want to mess about and see what kind of stuff they've got, come to one of these screens.
So other entertainment things that they have going on is that they show movies. Now they show these in Sid Norman's poorhouse on the big screen that they've got in there, and they also show them sometimes in the daytime and the evenings in the main Prima Theatre. So if you're into your quizzes or fun little trivia games, there's also plenty of them going on throughout the day and night, and that's in places such as the Improv Lounge, and also they have them going on in the Sid Norman's poorhouse. There's also other little lounges and bars around as well that they may happen in, but as always, check your Freestyle Daily magazine or on the app, and it'll just go into more detail there what's happening. And if you're into your Nintendo Switch games, they even had a fun hour of that in the Improv Lounge, so you could go in there and play against other passengers, that kind of thing. So some of the nighttime entertainment now, so going back to the main theatre, the Prima Theatre, so we've had comedians, magicians, we've had the world's fastest violinist on whilst we've been on board. That place at night, so it shows movies, you can have shows, or then later on they even push all the seats back on some evenings. It turns into a nightclub, so you can dance the night away in the theatre.
Also in the theatre, they've been doing Deal or No Deal, and The Price is Right.
Yeah, so they have game shows on there, so I think you have to pay if you want to participate in Deal or No Deal, but not to go and observe. And then before we came on the cruise, the only thing we've ever had to reserve, but this is us, check for what the situation is for your cruise, we reserved The Price is Right before we came onto the cruise, or you could do it whilst on board, or you can join a virtual queue for it. Then if anybody drops out, you may be able to go and watch it that way. So yeah, The Price is Right was a really fun event in there. So going back to the Sid Norman's poorhouse, again in the evenings, on some nights, again check your app or your magazine, but they have a live band on in there, and that's been anything from, they do a tribute to Fleetwood Mac that's been very popular, and they also do other rock nights, so they go from the 70s, 80s, just really, really top entertainment in there. Now, you don't have to pre-boot that. I would recommend queuing 45 minutes before to make sure that you get a place in there, because I believe it only holds about 250 guests. So yeah, make sure that you queue up there if you do, about 45 minutes before, if you do want to be guaranteed a seat. You could maybe squeeze in and stand, but the show does go on for about an hour and 20 minutes, and as we stood one night, our feet were aching. So then your Improv Lounge also gets used again in the evenings. When you think of Improv Lounge, you think of maybe a comedian in there, which we haven't had one yet on our cruise, not in there anyway. We've had one in the Prima Theatre, but there has been things such as, again, more quizzes in the evenings, as well as karaoke has been on a lot of night. That seems to have been a firm favourite, so if you like your karaoke, get in your Improv Lounge. Right, so let's talk about the atrium on board this ship, which I've got to say is probably my favourite atrium that we've ever had on any of the cruise ships that we've been on, just because it's always such a happy, exciting atmosphere. Everyone just always seems happy when they're in here. I think that's because there's a DJ in here playing music. We've had a guy on a guitar, Motown music, there's been a couple singing. It's just a really nice place, I think, on board this ship. I think you'll just sit here and feel happy, and then if you're not sitting here happy, the entertainment staff, they will come out and they kind of just, they sing and they dance and just try and hype up the passengers. But yeah, there's always something going on in here. So there you go, you've got them long sea days, You could have a few together, or you're doing transatlantic on this beautiful ship, or we hope not, but your port might have been cancelled for whatever reason.
Exactly.
But it's just some of the things that there is to do on board the NCL Prima, and like we said, you can pay as little or as much as you want, but there's a few options there of the included things and then the ones that you need to pay extra for. But there is a lot of fun things to do on this ship.
So remember, the rush is the slide you want. That's the quicker one, okay?
What's it, the rush and the drop?
The rush and the drop.
The rush and the drop.
The drop
I want neither.
No, Stacey wants
too claustrophobic.
the buffet.
Yes.
But let's put it that way. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. So that's pretty much everything. If there's anything else that you can think of, leave us a comment down below.
Yeah, some of the odd smaller bars and lounges, whatever, when we do the full ship tour for the Prima, you'll see them then, but this has been the main, any bars and lounges, it's been the main sources of entertainment that we've shown. So obviously there's little bits here and there going on in other places. We'll show that in the ship tour.
Exactly. But we best go film something else while we're on this lovely ship. So we'll leave it there. So as always, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.